that's what I see as the upside potential for the stock. Is this is really it's a it's a call option on uranium. It's a call option on uranium.
Yeah, it's definitely a call option on uranium, and
no expiration date. No expiration date here.
Yeah, we'll be very happy to see uranium prices over $100. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go, or there's no way to foretell the future, but certainly the indications and the projections and forecast is uranium prices will go a lot higher from here, because there is an imbalance of supply demand, and there's more reactors coming into play. In addition to that, the price of uranium does not really affect that much the cost of electricity. Like it's basically 1 or 2-3% of the cost of a reactor. So even if uranium prices double, still we're going to get consumers will get reasonable prices of electricity. Is not the biggest factor in their costs. And
what's interesting is this, Tom, is we talked about this last time. Like, they have to go to uranium because of, again, it's this is a pure play on the technology boom, because on one side you have we're switching over to EVs, right? And to get that electricity into if you're going to have this mass adoption of electric vehicles, there's going to be the demand for electricity is going to go off the charts. It's going to be like even now, like electricity prices are going through the roof. Where I am, prices are up 30%. It's going through the roof, and there's you can't they're going to have to really go to nuclear, and of course, it's not just the EVs. I'm just talking about a couple of applications right now, which are but these things at the margin is what creates the demand, right? So you got the EV thing that's on the plate. You have, for example, all the Bitcoin people out there, all the crypto people. How do you think you create that crypto mine? It's all done through massive use of electricity, right? So if you're going to have crypto, you're going to need massive amounts of electricity, and that's a tiny thing. But then also you have AI. For artificial intelligence, you need these massive server farms, right? Which Google has, which Microsoft has, cloud computing. You're gonna have this massive off the charts demand for cloud computing. And those guys use, I don't know how much they use, like crazy amounts of electricity. They can't, I mean, their whole basis for finding a place where to locate one of these cloud computing centers is, they put them into where there's cheap electricity, and they're gonna have to go. I would not be surprised if Google. This is a crazy prediction. I would not be surprised if Google starts building nuclear plants.
Well, I don't know about that. It could be, but there's no doubt in my mind that anything that has to do with technology needs electricity. I mean, we need electricity for everything. We need electricity for cars. We need electricity for computers, for telephones. We need watches now. Everybody has sort of, this new watches now that they don't work, nothing else but electricity. And everything we do, high tech, any high tech or AI or anything that we do, like in terms of high tech from here on, we need more electricity. And the key is with this climate changes, the weather changes and all this, the world needs to go into clean energy. So we need to find clean ways to generate electricity. And wind and solar is actually one way of doing it, but it's not as reliable.
It's a marginal. It's just for show.
Marginal. So we definitely need more electricity from generated by nuclear energy.
If you're enjoying this video, make sure to click that like and subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also get the notifications to get updates on all our latest videos. And of course, make sure you get a copy of my #1 bestseller book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, #1 bestseller on Amazon. Gives you my proven framework, the proven system for finding stocks that can go up 10x to 100x. Now look, I've created over $1 trillion in wealth for investors over the course of the last 25 years. And this book gives you that proven framework, a proven 10-step system for finding those stocks which can go 10x to 100x. It tells you the signals to look for, when to get in, when to get out. It goes into fundamentals, technicals, charts, all the stuff that you need. So again, 10 Bagger Blueprint on Amazon, and here's to your 100x. Tom, I was talking about Google for a second. So for anybody that does know, so Google, they have a ton of cash. I don't know if they have 100 billion. They have massive amounts of cash, right? And one of the things they've done is they've always been like active in building out infrastructure. I think they laid like a transatlantic cable for data. So it's not just like a technology company. They actually do infrastructure projects, to support a lot of these things. Now, what you have is you have this new technology. Maybe Tom, you can explain how this works. But you have these, you have these kind of like mini nuclear plants.
Small nuclear reactor. It's small nuclear reactors, and it would make that's the trend, and that's feasible. If you're building a mine somewhere, in the north or in an area, so rather than burn oil, you can probably have a nuclear reactor, a small nuclear portable reactor. The same thing with maybe companies like Google. If they need lots of electricity, they might have their own reactors. So now it's the world is going that way. So that's another area where we're going to need more nuclear, more uranium, more nuclear materials.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, again, electricity is the biggest cost. Again, AI. Like we're in the not even in the first inning of AI, and there's going to be so many different applications in the next couple of years. So the demand for these for cloud computing, it's going to go bananas, and the electricity that's their biggest cost. So I can easily see how Google and Microsoft, whatever. They build these mini plants, wherever they are, right? And again, and these guys have a lot of money, so that's and they could lobby. People are saying, oh, nuclear, what? There's always historically there's been kind of this anti-nuclear thing, but these guys, you got to kind of follow the money, right? So these guys have a lot of money, right? It's trillions of dollars, and they're tech people, right? So it's that whole Silicon Valley. Political system. And if they say nuclear is good, we're going to see nuclear. We're going to see those plants popping up everywhere. They might be building the mini nuclear plants in what do you call it? Where's Google located? I think they're in San Mateo, where they're going to be all. I would not be surprised if they have a mini nuke plant like right by the maybe where Alcatraz is. They could put up a nuke plant, and because the place is empty. It's owned by the federal government. Right? They could put a server farm there. They have, but I'm making a joke. But there's many demand drivers. Also, you have India. We didn't even talk about India, right? You have 1.5 billion people, right? We know China is moving to, they're building these mini nuke plants, right? India is next.
Anyway, Jack, there's no doubt that there's going to be a lot of demand for energy, for power, electric power, and one way to get it is it's nuclear, clean, and there's a lot more applications that for small nuclear reactors. Like there's communities up north, for example, that right now they're relying on burning oil for generating electricity. Small Aboriginal communities or
You're talking about in Canada, mostly,
For
right?
example, in Canada or in other areas of the world, right? I mean, in Canada, we have First Nations communities up north here, and there's no roads, and usually these communities rely on winter roads, ice roads, to transport oil there to generate electricity for the rest of the year, right? So it's very costly. You got to build the ice roads, you got to transport the oil up there, and then you got to burn it, and it's not environmentally friendly. So there's many applications for generating electricity with small nuclear reactors. The biggest cost for generating electricity through a nuclear power plant is the cost of building the power plant. It costs a few $1 billion, and it takes forever to get permits and all this.
But not the mini ones. The mini ones,
not the mini ones. The mini ones actually being tested right now in Canada, in Ontario, in Canada, and I'm sure in other places. So I think that's a new market that will generate more demand for uranium. So, as I mentioned, China are basically talking about building 100 nuclear stations, reactors right now. So new ones.
I'm curious, Tom. I'm asking. This is just your opinion. Just what would it take? What would it take for uranium? With the bull case here, what would it take for uranium to, let's say, go to break 200? What would need to happen? Can like Kazakhstan? Can these guys just say, "Hey, that's the new price," or what needs to happen?
Well, Jack, the best way is supply demand. That's my opinion. My opinion is if the demand is much higher, steadily much higher, the price it's going to move higher, and it takes a long time to build a uranium mine, or will take years to adjust the supply. Basically, it could happen some event like last time the price went up. It was Cigar Lake, had some issues in Canada, the water issues in the product in their mine, so that was out of commission for a few years, and that took a lot of supply out, right? So, but I think
multiple paths for the price.
The multiple ways, and it could be also a political decision. But I mean, a lot of the uranium comes out from Kazakhstan, for example, right? So I mean, it could be a situation over there that could change the supply factor. But what we're talking is that there's going to be more demand, and the supply is limited, and it's going to take time to build.
The demand, I think, the demand, we can predict the demand side, the supply side. What's going to happen in terms of, are they going to raise? We don't know. That's like, but if China starts, they're rolling out these mini nuke plants. India is going to have to do it because they have a massive population that's moving into the middle class. They need electricity. All over the world, there's a need for electricity because everybody, it's just like it used to be that as soon as people went into the middle class, they ate better, right? So the demand for like meat or things, they started eating better, right? So all of a sudden those things go. Now the people, as they move into the middle class, and whether it's India, whether it's in Africa, wherever it is, they're using more electricity, right? I mean, like everybody has an iPhone, right? And that's a little bit of electricity. Once they use more and more, those things all, at the margins, that's the thing that drives demand for electricity. And there's no question that, again, with electric vehicles, with electronic devices, with AI, with cryptocurrency, needing to use, there's all these things are converging into like a perfect storm. And, that's why I believe, we only need something to go slightly off balance, and then we have this $308 uranium price.
Again, the trend is higher, much higher. The question is where and how it's going to get there. We don't know, but we know that it's going to get there because of demand and supply issues. I mean, but. Now, and it's really hard to predict where it's going to end up. But as I said, in the last couple of years, the price went from $20 a pound to over $80 a pound. historically, it went up to $142 a pound. The demand is there. The demand is increasing. Like as you mentioned, all this, the third world countries or different, developing countries are coming into the demand for more demand for electricity. That they need. If you build a house, you move into a new house, you have a fridge, you have you have some
Washing machines, appliances, yeah, it
washing
all adds up.
machine, dryers, and
Charger for your Tesla, right?
yeah, you have TV now, and
Yeah.
computers and this. And not to mention electric bikes coming up, and other applications that
Yeah.
numerous applications. So
Yeah, and again,
so
all the kids these days that used to be like when I was growing up, we had to like actually use your feet to pedal a bike or anything. Now all these kids, they're all riding like these electric scooters or these what do you call it, the skateboards, electric skateboards. Nobody does. I mean, everybody's relying on electricity, so it's like. And again, all these things, it's like a joke. It sounds like a joke, but it all adds up. It's these incremental changes is what creates these mega shifts at the end of the day. So anyway, on that note, Tom, thank you for the update. And what else can we expect to see from Appia in the coming weeks? We're coming into the end of the year. Are you expecting more news? Any other developments before we go into the new year?
yes, we do expect a lot of news coming up. Still, from Brazil. More drilling results. We're working on a 43-101 report, a resource report estimate there. We're expecting results from the Alces Lake project. So there's a lot of news still pending, and they'll be coming up in the next little while. So I think the investors can look for more news, and we're very optimistic for the company and the prospects of for the new year. In the meantime, I want to take the opportunity to wish everybody, in case we don't see them before, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and best of season. And I think it's going to be I think we're coming up to an interesting year. So.
Tom, thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. See you in the next one.
Bye.
If you're enjoying this video, make sure to click that like and subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also get the notifications to get updates on all our latest videos. And of course, make sure you get a copy of my #1 bestseller book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, #1 bestseller on Amazon. Gives you my proven framework, the proven system for finding stocks that can go up 10x to 100x. Now look, I've created over $1 trillion in wealth for investors over the course of the last 25 years. And this book gives you that proven framework, a proven 10-step system for finding those stocks which can go 10x to 100x. It tells you the signals to look for, when to get in, when to get out. It goes into fundamentals, technicals, charts, all the stuff that you need. So again, 10-Bagger Blueprint on Amazon, and here's to your 100x.